Hi everyone, this is Teacher Liza, your subject teacher in English for academic and professional purposes subject. Welcome to our first learning session in EAP. I hope that you will learn something new and meaningful today. So, are you ready? Then let's start. Before anything else, let's try to define first what does EAP stands for. So EAP stands for English for Academic and Professional Purposes. Now, let's try to know better what is EAP all about. Now, when we talk about English for academic and professional purposes, its goal is to enhance your communication skills, particularly in writing academic and professional compositions. Now, if you happen to remember, when we talk about communication skills, it includes your communication skills in your reading, in speaking, listening, writing, and then viewing. So in this subject, you'll be focusing more on to writing because you will be writing a lot of academic and professional compositions. So in this learning session, we will be focusing on lesson 1, which is all about academic text. Thus, these are our goals at the end of the learning session. First, you are expected to define academic text. Second, determine the purposes in writing an academic text. Third, identify the target readers in writing academic texts. Fourth, determine the ways on how to create a well-crafted academic text. So let's begin defining what is an academic text. Academic text can be defined as critical, objective, and specialized texts written by experts or professionals in a given field using formal language. So when we talk about academic text, one of its characteristics is that it is critical. So when you will be writing, when you will be reading an academic text, it really requires deeper understanding. It requires higher order thinking skills and critical thinking skills. Another characteristic of an academic text is that it is subjective. So when we talk about objective, it means that it is based on evidences. It is based on facts. It does not rely more on opinion, but it's more on scientific. It's based on facts, factual based. That's an academic text being objective. Then, when we talk about academic text, one of its characteristics as well is that it is a specialized text. So, when we talk about academic text, there are certain academic papers intended for specific audience, for a specific group, for a specific field. So, for example, you are STEM students. There are those academic texts or academic papers specially intended for your strand or for your field. All right. So again, when we talk about academic texts, it is written by experts or professionals. So in the field of medicine, for example, we consider doctors, nurses, or medical personnel as experts or professionals in that field. In the field of science, of course, we consider scientists as experts or professionals in that field. In the field of agriculture, for example, we consider farmers, agriculturists as experts in that field. When it comes to the field of education, so we consider principals, we consider teachers, we consider supervisors, DepEd personnel to be the experts or professionals in that field. So you may read academic texts related to that specific fields written by experts or professionals. So again, when we talk about academic text, one more time, it uses formal language. So in writing your academic papers, make sure that if you want to express something, express it direct to the point. Or if you want to include any information in your paper, make sure that it is really in a formal tone. It is in a formal language. It is direct to the point. Do not use any flowery words. Do not use words that are not relevant to the topic given to you. It should only be formal. Okay, because in academic text also, we follow or we strictly follow formal tone. All right. Here are some of the most common examples of academic texts. I know that some of this you were able to encounter already when you were still in junior high school, when you were still in elementary, or even when you were still in grade 11. So this is not new to you. So it's already familiar to you. Okay? So we have here book reviews. So when we talk about book reviews, that's the time when your teacher required you to read a book or read a story, and then after which your teacher instructed you to create a review about that, which has something to do with your insights about it, what you have gained from it, who are the characters, the plot of the story, and so on and so forth. So that's book reviews. Next one, we have critic papers. So when we talk about critic papers or critic paper, another term for that is reaction paper. It's when your teacher required you to look at something or analyze something, and then after which you are required to create a critic paper or reaction paper about it, stating how you feel about a particular picture, particular painting. It can also be particular story or particular movie and whatsoever. So if it involves your reaction, your feelings about something that you have read or watched, then it's called critic paper or reaction paper. So next one is also one of the most common, the formal essays. I know that you've already done this one in different subjects before. So when we talk about formal essays, it's research based. It's based on facts, meaning to say there are evidences that should be included in your essay as compared to informal essays in which it does not really follow certain format, certain structure. It is free. It's more free than the formal essays. So in the informal essays, you can narrate your experiences there, just like, for example, how was your vacation? How's your Christmas? Something like that. So it's more on personal. You can write personal experiences there. You can write opinions or your thoughts and opinions about something. Whereas in formal essays, it is objective. In short, in informal essays, it is subjective and formal essays is objective. All right. Next one is movie analysis or film viewing. So were you able to experience before that your teacher asked you to watch something, a movie or a film, and then after that, you have to analyze what happened in that particular movie or film, and then provide your insights, write something about it, your comments, and any other things that can be gained from that particular movie or film. So next one is reports. I know that all of you have experienced reporting, even in individual reportings or group reportings, you were able to experience that one. So when your teacher gave you topics, or when, as experienced before, when your teacher gave you topics, one of the steps that you should take is that you will search more about the topic given to you. You expound that particular topic. You find examples about it so that you'll be able to share more information to your classmates. So it is not enough that you'll just rely solely on the material given to you by the teacher as reference of your report, but it is important for you to have research skills. All right? You should know how to expound the topic, find examples so that it will be easier, comprehensive for your classmates to take the information assigned to you. All right. Next one is research papers. When we talk about research paper, it's no longer new to you. It's very familiar. So, as I've told you, when we talk about EAP, it has something to do with researches. That's why it really has a bit of research in it. Alright? So in here, you will be crafting, for example, concept paper, which is a shorter version of a research paper. And then in the second quarter, you will be crafting survey reports. You will be conducting a survey, and then you will be presenting, disseminating the information that you've gained from that particular survey. You'll share the data that you've gathered. Alright? So that's research papers. On the other hand, we also have articles. So articles, journals, it has something to do with discoveries of new things. It has something to do with recent studies, all right, which can serve as your references or sources when you'll do your research papers or when you'll conduct a particular study. All right. Now, let's move forward to the purposes of writing academic texts. All right. So, in writing academic text, there are three main purposes, or you should have these three main purposes. Number one is to inform, second is to persuade, third is to argue specific point. So, to inform. In writing an academic text, it should be your number one goal that your readers will be informed with the topic that you have written in your academic text. For example, your topic is all about cyberbullying. So once they are done reading with your academic text, they should learn something from you. They should be educated. They should be aware of the issue that you have tackled in your paper. So that's to inform. Second one is to persuade. So other term for to persuade is to convince your readers. You need to convince them that your ideas or the ideas written in your paper are valid. And how are you going to do that? You should include various evidences in your paper. You should prove to your readers that all the information written in your paper are reliable so that you'll be able to convince them to believe that the ideas written, the concept written in your paper are valid. So again, you should find references, resources in which relates to your topic so that you'll be able to persuade or convince your readers. Third one is to argue specific points. So basically, in the academic papers that you will be writing later on, you will have your thesis, your stand about your topic. So basically, you have to defend that up until the end. So it is really required for you to argue specific point. You defend your point in your paper. All right? So, who are the target readers in writing academic text? So, we have top three target readers when you will be writing an academic text. The first one is your teacher. Second, students. And then third, academic community. So, when we talk about teachers, of course, as of for me, since I am your EAP or English for Academic and Professional Purposes teacher, I will be the first one to read your academic text. Second is students. Alright? So students, it can be your classmates or any students in our school. They're also one of your target readers. So you may let them read your papers and then let them critique after which about what they've got, what they've gained from your academic paper. Next one is academic community. So when we talk about academic community, everyone in our institution or in our educational institution should be included as your target readers. For example, our librarian, our registrar, our principal, everyone in our school may read your paper. Alright, you should also consider them. So again, the three target readers in writing academic text is your teachers, students, and then academic community. Now, how do we write a well-crafted academic text? So basically, we can write a well-crafted academic text through these simple ways or through these simple tips. The first one is to conduct research. Of course, you cannot write an academic text, you cannot write something if you don't have a knowledge about it. So, of course, you should consider conducting research first. So, of course, you should research or find data, find factual information from reliable sources. Make sure that what you have researched is not fake news. Make sure that it is really factual, it's science based, and it is not invalid. All right? Next one is to use simple words. So when you will be writing an academic text, you need to write it simply. Use simple words. Do not use complicated ones because again, one of your target readers is your classmates or students. So of course, you really have to use comprehensive words, words that are easily understood by anyone, in which they are no longer required to look for dictionary just to understand your academic paper. All right. Next one is use formal language. As what I've said a while ago, when you want to express an idea, express it direct to the point. Do not use flowery words. Do not use indirect way of saying something. Okay? So again, what are the three simple ways or top three simple ways or tips on how to write a well-crafted academic text? First, conduct research. Second, use simple words. And then third, use formal language. Alright, that's it. I hope that you were able to learn something new and meaningful today. See you in our next session. That's all.